been thinking a lot about help lately, and being helped, and being someone who helps you to achieve the things that you need to achieve in your life. And I think it probably spans a bit of a spectrum, with maybe pure altruism on one end, and maybe at the other end a slightly more dysfunctional need to help. A need to help that's driven by a personal need to feel relevant and important and necessary in somebody else's life, to drive your own self-esteem. And all those things are fine, right? The outcome at the end of the day is that one person makes another person's life better. But perhaps when you start to reach the extremes of that slightly more dysfunctional brand or flavour of help, things do get a little bit tricky, because the goal of the person who actually is gaining their own relevance and their own self-esteem from offering that help is not necessarily to see the person that they are helping reach a state of independence where they no longer need that help anymore, because at that point you're effectively cutting that person off from offering the thing that they need to offer in order to feel important. And that can lead to strange behaviours, I think, like things like unconscious gaslighting, which I would say is perhaps portraying elements of a person's life as worse than they are in order to maintain the idea that they need you, you're important, you're relevant. And perhaps it also would drive a person who gains self-esteem from offering that sort of help to seek out impossible cases, to seek out people who genuinely they know deep down are probably going to be almost impossible to get to a point where they will no longer need that help. So I suppose that it fosters maybe an unhealthy reliance between two individuals, which is kind of there to remain in constant tension or friction. So I found it interesting, right? What can you do with that information? I suppose you can look around and see whether you're engaged in either end of that agreement with anybody, and just cross-check, I suppose, that the outcomes for both parties are, in the longer value horizon, going to be useful and not create friction or tension. Anyway, thanks.